Let's take a look at some facts about eggs. Hi, it's me, and this is Crash Course Geography, where we try and answer the great geographic "What is this place?" and "Why does it matter?" Now, while eggs are eaten all over the world every day, they have a special significance in one holiday in particular, Easter. But how did eggs become such an important part of Easter? To answer that question, let's go to the source. In the Christian tradition, eggs were associated with Easter by early Christians who saw the egg as a symbol of new life, because inside an egg, the possibility of life is contained within a protective shell until it hatches into a chick. In many ways, this is similar to how Jesus was seen as being enclosed in the tomb until he rose from the dead on Easter Sunday. One early Christian writer even described the egg as a type of resurrection. Another said the empty shell was like a chalice or cup, and in some traditions, the cracking of the egg represented the breaking of the day. So, from these early days of Christianity, the symbolism of eggs as a representation of new life stuck around. Eggs also appear in many other springtime celebrations around the world that predate the adoption of Christianity, which suggests the link between eggs and spring was strong in many cultures. For example, in ancient Persia, people celebrated Nowruz, the new year in the spring, with painted eggs. They may have started this tradition as far back as 3000 BCE. And around the same time, people in Mesopotamia kept colored eggs as decorations during their New Year's celebration. The Egyptians may have also connected eggs with rebirth. While there's no direct evidence of this, they kept pet birds and made them into mummies, which suggests they appreciated the miracle of life emerging from an egg. The Inca people in South America also had an egg-based holiday that took place in the spring. It was called Raymi, or Festival of the Green Corn, and it took place at the start of the rainy season, which was critical for the Incas' food supply. During this festival, they would roll colored eggs down hillsides, and when Spanish missionaries arrived, they adapted this tradition to coincide with Easter. But despite how widespread this symbolism is, there's no single consistent tradition of using eggs to celebrate Easter or spring. That's because different Christian traditions have different customs surrounding eggs at Easter. In some places, people paint eggs and hide them for children to find in an Easter egg hunt. This custom might have originated from an ancient Germanic pagan practice of decorating eggs with tree sap and hiding them in the forest. Another tradition is for children to dress up as witches and go door to door offering to perform a task for children in exchange for money or candy. Sometimes these tasks involved reciting a rhyme or singing a song, but sometimes they involved finding hidden eggs. Other traditions include throwing eggs at people and houses, which was meant to drive out evil spirits. And in some places, young girls would throw eggs at walls. If the egg broke, it meant she'd have good luck finding a husband in the coming year. Meanwhile, in other parts of the world, eggs are not associated with Easter at all. In many Jewish communities, for example, eggs are not eaten during Passover, which is 8 days longer than the week-long celebration of Easter. Many Muslims also abstain from eating eggs during Ramadan, which lasts about a month. And in some Buddhist countries like Thailand, eggs are not eaten on certain days because they're considered a food that causes harm. But regardless of whether or not people eat eggs during these holidays, the symbolism of the egg lives on in many different cultures. For example, in the Philippines, street vendors make a dish called pichi, which consists of a boiled egg wrapped in a leaf. They often color these eggs red to symbolize courage and hard work. And in Indonesia, people make a traditional food called wajik. It's made with glutinous rice, coconut milk, sugar, and salt. And the mixture is steamed in a mold. After it's done cooking, they pull it out and cut it into small squares. These squares are then rolled in toasted coconut. The result is a snack that looks exactly like a colorful Easter egg. So even if people don't celebrate Easter or any other holiday with eggs, they still find other ways to incorporate them into their culture. And that's why it's important to understand the cultural significance of food. As geographers, we can use the lens of food to better understand the world around us. Many maps and borders represent modern geopolitical divisions that have often been decided without the consultation, permission, or recognition of the land's original inhabitants. Many geographical place names also don't reflect the indigenous or aboriginal people's languages. So we at Crash Course want to acknowledge these people's traditional and ongoing relationship with that land and all the physical and human geographical elements of it. We encourage you to learn about the history of the place you call home through resources like Native Land CA and by engaging with your local indigenous and aboriginal nations through the websites and resources they provide. Thanks for watching this episode, which is filmed at a studio and was made with the help of all these nice people. If you want to help keep this channel free for everyone forever, you can join our community on a crowdfunding platform.